Hello, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Walsh's Playbook. That's former Raiders offensive coordinator Tom Walsh. I'm Grant Cohn. He's on assignment away from home in an apartment with some internet that's going in and out, but he should be okay. We're going to be talking about how the Micah Parsons injury and some other injuries have sort of leveled the playing field in the NFC. How Robert Saleh might be the number one coaching candidate out there, and what that might mean for the 49ers, where he might go. The end of the Ayuk drama, supposedly, and then we'll help Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh game plan. As always, our show is brought to you by Fabletics. Fabletics already has amazing deals, but right now they're running their biggest sale of the year on top of that. And I've got an exclusive offer for you, 80% off everything when you sign up as a VIP. Head to fabletics.com/COHN and sign up as a VIP to get 80% off everything. This is only available through my link. So go to fabletics.com/COHN to sign up as a VIP and get 80% off. That's fabletics.com/COHN. We're also brought to you by 1-800-CONTACTS. If you hate running out of contacts or having to make an eye doctor appointment every time you're running low, 1-800-CONTACTS is the best solution. They'll save you time and money. Getting contacts doesn't have to be a hassle. Let 1-800-CONTACTS get the contact lenses you need right now. Order online at 1-800-CONTACTS.com or download the free 1-800-CONTACTS app today. Okay, thank you very much. Tom, the Niners, we kind of counted them out early on in the season because Nick Bosa got hurt, Fred Warner got hurt. It's a really long season. And now Micah Parsons is down and other teams are facing attrition. How many teams would you say are truly better than the Niners in the NFC right now?
At this point, I would say it's an even field between Seattle, the Rams, and the Niners. And, tonight's ball game, if Seattle happens to beat the Rams, all the Niners need to do is to go out and win out the rest of the games, and they're the number one seed in the playoffs and have a bye week for the NFC. So it's all sitting in their laps.
You wouldn't think that the Rams, I mean, the last time the Rams faced the Niners beat them pretty well, but the Niners did beat them with Mac Jones and a bunch of backups.
Well, by the same token, now you look at the Rams, their injury situation as well with Adams, and he may miss more than a typical hamstring. It could go on for 2-3 weeks, could be a month, who knows? So I think that the Niners have to be optimistic. All they got to do is win. Think about nothing else, just win. Just do your job, win your games, win out, and at worst, they might be number 2. Right? If the Rams win tonight and they have the edge on the Niners, then the Niners can beat Seattle. If they win out, then they're ahead of Seattle.
Yeah, it's not
if
like
Seattle wins and the Niners win out.
Sorry.
Well, look at so far this has won games which you thought they might not win, and they've lost games which you thought they should. So it's the parity is to a point now where on any given, who knows what's going to happen.
What about a team like Philadelphia, the reigning Super Bowl champs, that are coming off a big win over the Raiders, but before then it looked like they were falling apart for a full month? What do you think of them?
They still have some injuries with which they're dealing as well. And I am not a big fan of their offense. Saquon Barkley's not having a great year running the ball, and their passing game just does not excite me a lick. I mean, that's pure torture watching them throw the ball. Their passing tree for the wide receivers is so small, it's like, it doesn't even fit, it's a thumbnail of a passing game. Yeah. Very limited.
What about the Bears?
They got a ball game coming up Saturday night at Soldier Field against Green Bay. And that's going to tell a big story because then, of course, the Niners got them in a couple of weeks. So they got a chance to be in the playoffs if they win. If they don't, hey, they go home. But the Niners can help them pack their bags early if they want by winning the ball game.
What do you think of Green Bay without Micah Parsons?
Hadley does a great job as a defensive coordinator. They were playing well before they got Micah Parsons. Now their defense has popped up a bit. They've got some injuries on offense. They've lost a fabulous tight end for the year with a knee injury as well. And, Green Bay is another one of those teams where you put them in a game where you think they should win, they should compete well. All of a sudden, they go out and they lay an egg. So, it's just this league is such an up and down league this year. I don't think anyone can you can't put your thumb on it and say this is a guaranteed win. We're going to do this. We're going to, you show up on Sunday and all the player goes down. You got weather conditions, and pretty soon you're looking at the wrong side of the scoreboard.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's really scared of Matt LaFleur in the playoffs. The Bears are interesting. They're a bit of a wild card with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. It seems like they're improving as the season goes along. And I was just watching the Seahawks and the Colts.
They're missing.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say the Bears also now their passing game is not that great. Their run game is good, obviously. But they're missing one of the wide receivers will be out on Saturday night. So, they're not rolling on all cylinders also.
So the Rams seem like, they're the number one seed for now, but you said that they're in a tier with the Niners and the Seahawks. What do you see from the Seahawks? How good are they?
Despite Sam Darnold's up and down performances, their defense is pretty decent, obviously. And when Darnold's on and people can't get to him, they can't rush him, they can't harry him, and they can't, breathe closely in his face and kind of make him spit the ball out. They're good. But when he's bad, he is really bad. And that's the one thing about which you have a concern about your quarterback. How bad is he when he's bad? And when Darnold is bad, he is brutally bad. And he throws 3 or 4 picks. And, you're not going to be able to win in the playoffs when you got a quarterback throwing 4 or 5 picks.
Yeah. Brock Purdy does that sometimes too, but to his credit, he hasn't thrown a pick in the last 2 games. That's big.